That's the fact that Daniel Jones was asked by the Giants apparently to go home. Take your bag, pack it up, go on home. Do not pass go. Do not go right to jail. Go on home. Go on house arrest, basically. This was a story that broke this week from Mike Florio of Pro Football Talk. Now, I'll be honest with you, he doesn't always say the nicest things about the Giants, but again, can you blame the guy the way the Giants have been? He said the Giants initially wanted Jones to stay home with pay. That's what happened in Las Vegas 2 years ago after Derek Carr was benched. And then he put in parentheses that Carr were told asked to go home, and the Raiders decided it was the best approach. He said the player has to be willing to stay home. He can't be locked out. The rule dates back to Steve McNair's grievance against the Titans back in 2006 after they drafted Vince Young. The Titans didn't want McNair to get injured while on the premises, triggering his otherwise non-guaranteed salary. McNair and the Players Association fought it. They won and set a precedent that teams cannot keep a player from showing up for work for non-disciplinary reasons. There's nothing wrong with the Giants wanting to stay home, he says. It's the natural extension of their decision to take him out of the lineup. But the request for Jones to stay home laid the foundation for Jones eventually asking to be released. His first choice, we're told, was to remain active and to help the other quarterbacks prepare to win games. When he decided not to stay home, the Giants altered their workout program in order to minimize, if not eliminate, the possibility of injury. He wasn't going to be throwing a practice, and his lifting program was significantly restricted, all in the name of keeping him healthy. Business considerations prevented Jones from doing anything to help the team. No real practice other than scout team walkthrough safety, no throwing, limited lifting. He wasn't getting ready to play because he wouldn't have played. He wasn't permitted to participate in practice because they didn't want to trigger his $23 million injury guarantee for 2023. Guys, this is another black eye. I'm sorry. Another black eye on how they handle this whole scenario.
I think it's something else.
Okay. I look at this whole thing and I go, you know what? And we've talked about in the show before. Again, Jones, bad quarterback, good person. And if you want to do this right, then you should have sat him down and his agent down and said, listen, point blank, we want you to go home. We're happy to pay you the rest of the season. We just don't want to. And you can be honest and say, there's business considerations we have to make or whatever, because you can't just flat out say, we're not paying you because of the injury guarantees. They'll know what they mean. You can say without saying it. And then if he says no, then so listen, we think it's in the best interest to release you in that case then, because we're not going to put you through a scenario where you're publicly embarrassed. We respect what you've done for the team. Results haven't been great, but your work ethic has. And we want to respect what you've done for this franchise and treat you with that respect and give you a chance to maybe latch on somewhere else. And listen, they could have done that all in one conversation. There was no reason to do it the way they did it. And it almost was like the Giants were unprepared for that. Like, did Daniel Jones, would they expect him to say, just run home like a dog with his tail between his legs at that point and just disappear into the night? That wasn't going to happen. Say what you want about him. And again, we've all said all kinds of craziness because of how bad he played. That man cared about his teammates. That man cared about his team. And that man even, dare I say, cared about the fans, even though he didn't care enough to obviously play good. But again, it wasn't a lack of trying. It wasn't a lack of trying. And that's the thing that you gotta separate there. And I feel like that's what the thing is that he didn't have to put this man through that. And in my mind, and maybe this is just me because let's be honest, I'm not big on Joe Schoen, and I admit that freely. In my mind, it takes me back to when Joe Schoen was on Hard Knocks and thought that Tyrod Taylor would actually want to come back to the Giants. Joe Schoen clearly has problems reading the room and telling personalities. And I think, I think honestly, he thought that Daniel Jones would just go home. And if you thought that, again, you're stupid. You don't know how to read people. Sorry. I'm just calling it blunt like this.
Yeah, the man's only been trying to be on the field, doing whatever he can to be on the field. Picking up a new, he went to the scout team to play safety because he wanted to be on the field. The guy came back from an ACL surgery and decided to learn a new stance in this offseason because he wanted to be on the field and try not to look like how he did this year. didn't help, but he tried something new. Like, and you know what? You can't blame the guy for trying something different.
Nope. Can't at all. And like I said, that to me was a classy move on his part to try to help in whatever way he was allowed to help. And again, if you wanted to save him the public embarrassment, all you had to simply do is just say, like I said it, we respect everything you did with the franchise. We don't want to put you through any embarrassment. And we're worried about that being embarrassing to you, which obviously would in turn be embarrassing to us. If you don't want to stay home, that's fine. We're going to release you now and give you a chance to catch on with somebody else. And it's a very simple conversation. It could have been done very respectfully, and it could have been done in a way that saves face for the Giants, save face for Daniel Jones. But instead, no, you parade him out there to publicly say goodbye in this whole thing. And then you put him out there in the scout safety and stuff like that. Just let the man go.
Yeah.
If you're not going to use him and he doesn't want to sit at home, then let him go the freak home already. And go find a team that wants him.
Well, he found that home.
He did. Well, I mean, he's on the
it just wasn't in Hoboken.
I don't know how bad they wanted him. He's on the practice squad, but I mean, it's a whole separate issue. But I'm just saying, like, it could have been done so much better. And this is another reason why I keep on saying I don't like Joe Schoen for this job, because I think he lacks the people skills. That's a people skill issue right there. That's a people skill. And listen, there are plenty of people who are good at analyzing data, scouting, that don't have that people skill. You know, salary cap guys, there's plenty of positions in the NFL that don't require that. GM requires that. You are a leader of the franchise. You are a person that needs to have rapport with these players. He clearly doesn't have it. Doesn't have it.
No.
And because of that, he's got to go. I feel like I'm kicking him off like a reality TV show. And for those reasons, Joe Schoen.
Yeah. And the words of Inc. Bye, bye, bye.
Bye, bye. I'm just saying. Gotta go right now.
We're going to Moe's?
Well,
are they sponsoring us?
Is it Moe's closed? I thought they were closed.
Yes, I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I thought they were closed.
What else? Yeah.
I you know, honestly, and don't get me wrong, like, you can see me, you can see my physical shape, and obviously I don't do a lot of sporting goods. I mostly go for Giants gear if I'm going to a sporting goods store. But yeah, I remember the Undercover Boss show they had on for a while, and they had the guy from Modell's, and he's talking to a guy, and he found out how much the guy's making. He's like, I didn't know he was making that much money. That's not enough money to live. And I'm like, you're the guy paying him.
Yeah, right.
You do not know that. No wonder the place went under. You don't even know what your people make. Can't take care of your people. Not going to be a successful business.
Nope.
Got to treat people right. So
I always say that I come from a restaurant business. There's two things that make a great restaurant: great food, obviously, and great service. You can have one or the other, and it's a good restaurant. You don't have either, it's a terrible restaurant. If you got both, people go back.
I thought you were going to say bread at the table. I love a good bread at the table.
It's part of the service and the food. It goes hand in
hand. That's specifically. Let's be honest. Olive Garden be where they're at without the breadsticks. You know, Red Lobster
on the way out the door.
Red Lobster would not be where it's at without the Cheddar Bay biscuits.
Yeah.
You
know, under
Lone Steak or whatever that place is. What's
Lone Star? Lone Star.
Lone Star that does the buns everybody likes with the honey on it or whatever.
Oh, are you talking
Texas Roadhouse? Roadhouse.
Texas Roadhouse is still in business. Stop that.
I'm just saying, but these are the things that, you know, they're famous for their bread. I'm just saying they're famous.
Through those restaurants are good. Like under.
No, they're still up right now. I made a lot of money already. Bertucci's, remember they used to make the bread.
Who's out of business?
I'm just saying, they lasted for a while and made some money. They made some money.
If you like that clip, then you will love the full episodes too. Find us on your favorite podcast app and look for us on all your favorite social media platforms.
Thanks so much.
Please, I'm begging you. Please subscribe.